Fat, black, and with glasses? Mm, 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 mm. But what about the intention of my heart? Even my smile that leaves a spark, or even the love that I have to give this world? Why can't I just be cute without adding for a big dark skinned girl? Are we still stuck behind the idea that black isn't beautiful? Like a black rose, a black diamond, black silk, black love, black built. So black and beautiful that our ancestors' true worth was threatened to be killed. So black that the only ugly thing about black is the dark spaces in between his story and ours. Yet so beautiful, they didn't even want us to know that black girl magic and black boy joy are true powers. Whether you're fat, slim, light, or dark, self love is where the truest love story starts.
Um, well, just off top, constant harassment, profiling, just a bunch of bullshit dealing with the police just because I'm black. Always getting hit with the line of, do you, you fit the description of somebody we're looking for, or some ridiculous shit. Getting pulled over with friends, the first thing they're asking is, are you on probation? Do you have any weapons? Can't tell you how many times that's happened to me and to my friends. Um, but just to know that being a black man, you will constantly be underestimated in whatever you are doing, whether that's the workplace, in school, or whatever. I'll give you an example. I remember being in college in a biology class. Um, the teacher's giving off the grades. He's like, yeah, there's only one A on this test. And everybody's looking around like, damn, I wonder who got it. I wonder who got it. And there's some folks at the table. They're like, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? They're asking everybody else. Nobody asked me, and I'm just sitting there. And who do you think got the A? Yeah, me, motherfucker. But since you didn't ask, I ain't telling you. So I just sat there and got my A on that test and in that class too. But just because I'm black, they figure, oh, it couldn't be me. And I know that's what it was.
I experienced something very different because of my lighter skin and my hair, which seems to have some white in it. So I feel like a more approachable black woman. And the experience I have is that non black people, and particularly and especially white people, will say to me, oh, you can't just be black. And I really am. As far as I know, I am just black. And it's the beauty of blackness that we can come in all kinds of colors. They call it, I think, the Eve.
As a Black woman, it's always an issue of hair, more often than not. I had an exchange in my job with a woman who was in a supervisory position who had a problem with my hair. My natural hair is a problem for some people and offensive to some people. That's one of the obstacles that I face because of my blackness. As long as I'm wearing a straight weave or straight hair or a wig that's straight, that, seems to be more acceptable. My blackness and my hair being in its natural state has been one of the biggest obstacles that I've been able to overcome by accepting my blackness and accepting my hair in its natural state.
Trying to show people that I'm bigger than any fucking song you see or some shit you see on the news about us. That I'm smarter than they portray us. That I can be well spoken. Fights like that. The fact that I gotta know that you're gonna think this of me because of the color of my skin. So I already gotta come back to get to the next part of where I'm trying to get to. I have to know before I go in there. I have to get that off of your mind first. That's been the biggest struggle for me, like for my growth and everything. Outside of just the everyday stuff, just you're gonna assume I'm doing wrong because of my color. So you're gonna treat me a certain way. You're gonna treat my kids a certain way. You're gonna see whatever stigma you have for my people because of some bad experience you had with a black person instead of all the great ones you probably have daily.
Namely sidestepping stereotypes, negative and not so negative if they don't apply, uh, overrun or outrunning generalizations, and defending having to defend black culture to white counterparts, um, being gaslit when calling out racism or injustices, uh, being tokenized, and singled out to be labeled as somehow not like the rest, and doing all of that while maintaining a sense of pride and respect as an unapologetically black woman.
Or just being prejudged, people not really realizing how intelligent you are, or they're just prejudging you because they don't even know what you have going for yourself. Obviously you get the people that on the streets or wherever you're at, the malls, they look at you funny or they grab their kids closer. It's just, different stuff like that that I feel like us as black people, we have got, it's sad to say, but we've got used to people looking at us funny, people being distant. That's just everyday stuff that we go through. And I feel like I just said it's something that we shouldn't have normalized, but it's something that we just made normal. And it's something, I don't want to say it bothers us, but it's like we just look at it like that's life. But the only thing we can do is just come together so we can get better and so we can make a difference.
Fear for my life during childbirth, questions going unanswered, concern going unaddressed, services going unrendered, assumptions made, accusations, stereotypes, removing the bass from my voice so that I don't seem angry, aggressive, bitter, shortening my name to just a letter so it's easier to pronounce, articulating myself just the right way to somewhat be heard, ideas stolen, so no one would second guess that it came from whoever delivered it since they were the right race. Profiled, retested because you've messed up the curve. So obviously, you had to cheat. Creativity capitalized on. Jobs limited, positions limited, promotions limited. Consistent fear for my son's life, my husband's life, my father's life, my uncle's life, my nephew's life. Never-ending worry. Sometimes crippling worry.
I think the biggest obstacle that I have faced and continue to face as an African American woman in this country is self doubt. Doubt that I will be protected, doubt that anybody wants to listen to what I have to say, doubt that my voice will ever be amplified, will ever be supported, will ever have the platform to reach people. And I think that that's the ugly truth of this country. That is the history of this country. So many times black women have been put down, shut out, displaced. And I think that that is our biggest obstacle that we fight on a day-to-day basis in our workspaces, in our community, in this society.
Well, I won't necessarily just go straight to racism, like as far as like black and white, but even me being in the business that I'm in, selling tacos, burritos, and quesadillas, I've experienced some, and it's crazy because it's been from two different sides of the town. California, of course, but you got the north and you got the south, the norteños and the sureños. Now I done been up north and done cooked up there, and you got some of the greatest food ever. Feel me? And that's coming from, like I said, somebody in the Hispanic community up north. But then down here, from where I am, I get politicked on from time to time, talking about what's this big old black guy doing, cooking tacos and burritos and quesadillas. Well, I said, shoot, about 60 to 65% of my community where I was born and raised on 108th and Avalon between Stafford and McKinley is predominant Hispanics. And I mean, hey, them was like my brothers and still are like my brothers and sisters. Feel me? My coordenadas, you feel me? My compadres. So at the end of the day, that's what I was born and raised on. We probably don't have the same blood, but we done share some of it.